making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
A disastrous presidential debate against Donald Trump has become a turning point for the Biden campaign, one which the president has been struggling to recover from. As he fumbled and mumbled his way through the 90 minutes debate, it became apparent that the 81-year-old's abilities are diminishing. But the problem for Joe Biden is that concerns about his age and cognitive ability started much before the debate. At the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of D-Day in France, Biden found himself in an awkward situation as he was seemingly searching for an imaginary chair. When Biden was welcomed by Italian Prime Minister and G7 host Giorgia Meloni, he was seen making a salute gesture to her. Later in the day, Biden made the same saluting gesture towards Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. When the G7 leaders were watching a skydiving demonstration, Biden was seen wandering away from the group and walking to one of the skydivers and giving him a thumbs up. And then Meloni redirected him to pose for a group photograph. At a campaign fundraiser in Los Angeles, Biden appeared to freeze and had to be guided off stage by former President Barack Obama. Then came the big blow, the face-off against Trump, in which Biden appeared incoherent for the better part of the debate.
Be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. Now you're in a situation where there are 40% fewer people coming across the border illegally. That's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
After the debate, the floodgates opened for Biden's gaffes. In a radio interview, Biden said, "I'm proud to be the first vice president, the first black woman to serve with a black president." Then Biden claimed he will beat Trump again in 2020.
Well, guess what? They're trying to push me out of the race. No! Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I'm staying in the race. I'll beat Donald Trump. I will beat him again in 2020.
In an interview to ABC, Biden said, "If the Lord Almighty came down and said, 'Joe, get out of the race,' I'd get out of the race." Then came the final nail on the coffin. In front of several NATO leaders and the world press, Biden introduced Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as President Putin. This left Zelensky stunned and the room in shock.
And now I want to hand it over to the President of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.
Thank you so much.
Hours later, and without batting an eyelid, Biden called Kamala Harris Vice President Trump.
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be Vice President, but I think she was not qualified to be President. So let's start there. Number one. The fact is that the consideration is that I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again.
Despite all of this, Joe Biden has made it clear that he is not going to exit the stage quietly.